You see, success isn't some magical destination. It's not a shiny trophy or a big house on the hill. Success is built. It's crafted brick by brick, moment by moment. And let me tell you something, the most powerful, the most unbreakable structures are built after the storm. When the winds tear down the old, that's your chance to rebuild something new, something stronger, something unstoppable. Ladies and gentlemen, rebuilding yourself for success starts with one thing: vision. Vision is the foundation of greatness. It's the compass that directs you through the maze of life. You have to see it before you can be it. Let me ask you, how can you conquer the mountaintop if you can't even see it? Vision is the blueprint for everything you want to build in your life. It's the spark that lights the fire in your belly. The fire that keeps you going even when the odds are stacked against you. But let me tell you something. Don't just dream small dreams. No. Dreams so big, they take your breath away. Dreams so big, they make you a little uncomfortable, a little nervous. You see, small dreams are cozy. They're safe. But big dreams make you question your limits. Big dreams challenge you to grow, to stretch, to rise above what you thought was possible. Imagine this. It's late at night and you're lying in bed. Your mind is racing. Your heart is pounding. And sleep feels like the last thing on earth you want. Why? Because you're thinking about that vision, that dream, so vivid, so electric, it's practically pulling you out of bed. That's the kind of vision I'm talking about. The kind that doesn't just inspire you, but ignites you. When you look in the mirror, what do you see? Don't just see yourself as you are today. See yourself as you could be. Stronger, wiser, bolder. See the greatness within you. Even if the world doesn't see it yet, you've got to see it for yourself. You've got to declare it, own it. Look yourself in the eye and say, I am destined for greatness, and I will not settle for less. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. And let me tell you something about vision. It's not just about the destination. It's about the journey. Vision gives you the courage to start, but it's also the fuel that keeps you moving. There will be days when it's hard, days when you feel like giving up. But if your vision is clear, if it's strong, it will pull you through. It will remind you why you started in the first place. Vision isn't just about dreaming big, it's about believing big. You gotta believe that you're capable of achieving that dream. And belief is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So every day, practice seeing yourself standing on that mountaintop. Practice feeling what it's like to achieve your dream. Make it so real in your mind that it becomes inevitable in your life. Now, here's the fun part. Start talking about your vision. Share it with people who uplift you, who inspire you. Speak it into existence. Write it down, sketch it out, make a vision board if you have to. Do whatever it takes to keep that vision alive and front and center, because the more you focus on it, the more real it becomes. And don't you dare settle for less. Settling is the enemy of greatness. It's the thief of dreams. So if you're gonna dream, dream big. If you're gonna climb, climb high. And if you're gonna rebuild, rebuild with the kind of vision that turns the impossible into the inevitable. Now, after you've got that vision clear in your mind, it's time to take action. And I'm not talking about sitting around waiting for the stars to align or for some magical moment when everything feels just right. Because let me tell you something, the perfect moment, it doesn't exist. It never has, and it never will. The time to start is now. Not tomorrow, not next week, not when you feel ready, right now. The clock is ticking, and your dreams are waiting. What are you going to do about it? Action, my friends, is the chisel that carves your dream into reality. It's the hammer that drives the nail, the brush that paints the masterpiece. But here's the thing. Action doesn't have to be big and flashy. It doesn't have to make headlines or go viral on social media. No. The real magic is in the small, steady steps. It's about consistency. It's about showing up every single day, even when you don't feel like it, especially when you don't feel like it. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine a sculptor standing before a giant block of marble. That block isn't going to transform itself. The sculptor doesn't take one big swing and suddenly, poof, a masterpiece appears. No, they chip away at it bit by bit, day by day. Sometimes the progress is slow. Sometimes it's frustrating. But they keep going because they know that every swing of the hammer, every stroke of the chisel brings them closer to their vision. That's what action is. It's the daily grind. It's the discipline to keep moving forward, even when the path gets rough. And let me tell you, the path will get rough. There will be days when you're tired, days when you're discouraged, days when you're ready to throw in the towel. But those are the days that matter the most. Those are the days when champions are made. Because anyone can show up when it's easy. It's showing up when it's hard that sets you apart. And here's another secret. Action isn't about being perfect. It's not about having it all figured out. It's about starting where you are with what you have. Maybe you don't have all the answers. Maybe you don't have all the resources. That's okay. Start anyway. Because action creates momentum. And momentum creates opportunities. You take one step, and suddenly the next step becomes a little clearer. You climb one rung of the ladder, and suddenly you can see a little farther. So don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. Don't wait for the perfect plan, because there's no such thing. Take imperfect action. Stumble if you have to. Fall if you must. But whatever you do, don't stand still. Movement beats perfection every time. Now let's talk about the power of habits. Your habits are your secret weapon. They're the engine that drives your action. And the beauty of habits is that they make success automatic. When you build the right habits, you don't have to rely on willpower or motivation. You just do what needs to be done day in and day out. It becomes part of who you are. So, start small. Pick one habit that aligns with your vision and commit to it. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's reading 10 pages of a book every day. Maybe it's taking 5 minutes each morning to visualize your goals. Whatever it is, start there. Build the habit and let it grow. And but here's the truth. Success isn't one big leap. It's 1,000 small steps. It's showing up day after day and doing the work. It's the cumulative power of consistent action. And when you look back, you'll see that every small step, every small victory added up to something extraordinary. So what are you waiting for? The time to act is now. Pick up the chisel, swing the hammer, take that first step, and then another and another. Because every step you take brings you closer to the life you've been dreaming of. The only thing standing between you and your vision is action. So go out there and make it happen. But listen to me carefully, and I mean lean in close for this one because it's important. You can't rebuild on shaky ground. You got to lay a solid foundation. You can't build a skyscraper on sand and expect it to stand tall when the winds come roaring in. And let me tell you, the winds will come. The question is, will you be ready? And that foundation, my friends, is your mindset. It's the bedrock, the cornerstone, the steel beams of your life. Without it, nothing you build will last. And so, let me break it down for you. If you believe you can't, you're right. If you believe you can, you're also right. It all starts with what's happening up here in your mind. Your mindset is the master key. It's the thing that unlocks the door to your potential. So let me ask you, what are you choosing to believe? Are you letting doubt, fear, and insecurity write the story of your life? Or are you picking up the pen and writing a masterpiece? Right? Your mindset is the difference between stumbling blocks and stepping stones. Imagine this: two people face the same challenge. One looks at it and says, "This is too hard, I can't do it." The other looks at the same challenge and says, "This is tough, but I'm tougher. I'll figure it out." Same obstacle, different outcome. Why? Because it's not about the obstacle, it's about the mindset. Now, let's make this fun. Think about mindset as a pair of glasses. The way you see the world depends on the lenses you're wearing. If your lenses are fogged up with negativity, doubt, and fear, everything will look impossible. But if you clean those lenses and put on a pair of positivity, belief, and determination, suddenly the world looks different. Challenges become opportunities. Failures become lessons. Mountains become climbable. And let me tell you, your mindset isn't something you're just born with. No, it's something you can build, something you can strengthen. It's like a muscle. You've got to train it, work it, push it to its limits. How do you do that? By feeding it the right stuff. Read books that inspire you. Listen to voices that uplift you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to be better. And most importantly, talk to yourself like you would talk to someone you love. No more tearing yourself down. Build yourself up. Here's the thing: life will always throw curveballs. There will be setbacks, failures, disappointments, but your mindset determines how you respond. Do you let those curveballs knock you out of the game, or do you swing harder next time? Your mindset decides whether you see a setback as the end of the road or as a detour to something better. Let me tell you a story. There's a young man who dreamed of being a champion, but life wasn't easy. He faced rejection, he faced failure, he faced defeat. But he didn't let those things define him. Why? Because his mindset was unshakable. He believed that every no brought him closer to a yes, every failure was just a stepping stone to success. And you know what? He became that champion, not because life got easier, but because his mindset got stronger. So let's bring it home. You want to rebuild yourself for success, start with your mindset. Believe in your ability to overcome. Believe in your ability to grow. Believe in your ability to win. Because the battle isn't out there, it's in here. And when you win the battle in your mind, you've already won the war. So go ahead, lay that solid foundation. Build your mindset brick by brick. And when the winds come, and they will come, you'll stand tall, unshaken, unstoppable. Now, let's talk about something we often overlook: failure. Oh, we're so afraid of it, aren't we? It's like that shadow lurking around the corner, the one we're too scared to face. But let me tell you something. I want you to hear me loud and clear. Failure is not the opposite of success. No, failure is a part of success. It's the stepping stone. It's the teacher. It's the lesson you didn't even know you needed. Failure is proof that you're trying, proof that you're reaching beyond your comfort zone, and proof that you're alive and fighting for something bigger. You see, failure gets a bad rap. It's like the villain in a movie we're all trying to avoid. But let's flip the script. Failure is not your enemy, it's your coach. It's the one that says, hey, you've got more work to do, but you're on the right track. Think about it. Every great invention, every groundbreaking discovery was born from failure. The light bulb didn't work the first time. The Wright brothers didn't soar on their first attempt. Michael Jordan didn't make every shot he took. But did they let failure stop them? No. They let it teach them. They let it sharpen them. If you're not failing, let me tell you something, you're not growing. You're not pushing yourself. You're playing it safe. And playing it safe, that's the real failure. Growth happens in the uncomfortable. It happens when you're stretched, when you're tested, when you're on the edge of what you thought was possible. Failure is the proof that you're in the game. It's the badge of honor that says, I'm out here. I'm giving it everything I've got. Now, here's the thing about failure. It's not permanent unless you make it so. It's not a full stop. It's a comma. It's not the end of the story. It's just a plot twist. And you, my friend, you are the author of this story. You get to decide what happens next. Are you going to let failure define you, or are you going to let it refine you? Because those are your choices. Define or refine. Let me share something personal. Every time I failed, it's stung. It's hurt. It's made me question myself. But it's also made me stronger. It's made me wiser. It's made me hungrier. Failure has a way of showing you what you're made of. It strips away the fluff, the excuses, the distractions, and what's left, the core of who you are. The fighter, the builder, the dreamer. So stop fearing failure. Embrace it. Learn from it. Use it as fuel to drive you forward. When failure comes knocking, don't hide. Open the door, invite it in, and say, what do you have to teach me today? Because every failure carries a lesson. Every failure carries an opportunity to get better, to get stronger, to get closer to your goals. Let me leave you with this: failure is not your end, it's your beginning. It's not your downfall, it's your setup for a comeback. So the next time you stumble, the next time you fall, don't stay down. Get up, dust yourself off, and keep going. Because every step forward, no matter how small, is a step closer to your greatness. And while we're on the subject of growth, let me remind you of this: you are not the same person you were yesterday. And that's a beautiful thing. That's the gift of life, the ability to change, to evolve, to become. Growth means shedding the old to make room for the new. It means letting go of the habits that weigh you down, the thoughts that limit you, and yes, even the relationships that hold you back. And let me tell you, that's not always easy. Growth demands courage. It's not for the faint of heart. Now, let's talk about the discomfort. Growth isn't always pretty, is it? No, sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it feels like you're walking through fire. But that fire, that's where the transformation happens. That's where you're forged into something stronger, something unbreakable. Think about the caterpillar. That little guy has to wrap himself up, shut out the world, and endure the discomfort of change to become a butterfly. And when he does, he soars. That's you. You're in the process of becoming. So embrace the discomfort. Lean into it. Because on the other side is your wings. And here's the thing about growth: it's not a one-time thing. It's a lifelong journey. Every day you're learning. Every day you're growing. You might not see it in the moment, but trust me, it's happening. Every challenge you face, every obstacle you overcome, every time you step outside your comfort zone, you're becoming a stronger, wiser, more powerful version of yourself. Let's talk about those old habits and ways of thinking. They're comfortable, aren't they? They're familiar. But let me tell you something: comfort zones are where dreams go to die. If you want to grow, you've got to be willing to step out of that comfort zone. You've got to challenge those old beliefs. Ask yourself, does this way of thinking serve me? Does it align with the person I want to become? If the answer is no, it's time to let it go. And let's not forget about the relationships. Oh, I know that's a tough one. But sometimes you've got to let go of people who no longer align with your journey. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It doesn't mean you don't appreciate the role they played in your life. But if they're holding you back, if they're not growing with you, it's okay to let them go. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who challenge you, who see your potential and push you toward it. And oh, the reward. Let me tell you about the reward. When you rebuild yourself, when you embrace growth, you step into a version of you that is unstoppable. You become someone who is not just surviving, but thriving. Someone who looks in the mirror and sees strength, wisdom, and resilience staring back. Someone who is ready to take on the world and win. So don't fear growth. Don't shy away from the discomfort. Embrace it. Celebrate it. Because every step forward, every bit of change is bringing you closer to the person you were always meant to be. And that, my friends, is a beautiful thing. Rebuilding yourself also means surrounding yourself with the right people. Let me tell you something, your circle matters. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You cannot rebuild for success if you're surrounded by negativity, by naysayers, by people who don't believe in you. These are the folks who look at your dreams and say, that's impossible. And you know what? If you listen to them long enough, you might start to believe it too. But not today. Not anymore. You need a tribe, a crew, a circle that lifts you up, that pushes you forward, that sees the greatness in you even when you can't see it in yourself. These are the people who remind you who you are when you forget. They're the ones who clap the loudest when you win and pick you up when you fall. They don't just cheer for you, they challenge you, they make you better. Now let's talk about mentors. Oh, mentors are gold. They're the compass when you're lost, the flashlight when the path gets dark. Seek out people who have walked the path you're on. Learn from them. Study their successes, yes, but also their failures. Because let me tell you, the greatest lessons often come from the toughest falls. A good mentor doesn't just give you answers, they show you how to find them. They push you to think bigger, to dream bigger, to do better. But here's the thing, mentorship isn't a one-way street. You've got to show up. You've got to be coachable, willing to listen, willing to learn. And when you do, oh, the doors that will open. A mentor can show you shortcuts, warn you of pitfalls, and most importantly, inspire you to keep going. Now, let's flip the script a little. While you're seeking mentors, don't forget to be a mentor. You've got experiences, lessons, and wisdom that someone else can benefit from. Give back. Share your journey. Because when you lift someone else up, you lift yourself up too. And let me say this, it's not just about finding people who inspire you. It's also about cutting ties with those who don't. That's tough, isn't it? But you can't build a palace on quicksand. If someone in your life is constantly dragging you down, it's okay to let them go. It doesn't mean you don't love them. It just means you're choosing to love yourself enough to protect your space, your energy, your dream. Your environment matters. Your circle matters. So surround yourself with greatness. Surround yourself with people who make you laugh, who make you think, who make you better. And remember, this isn't just about the people around you. It's about the energy you allow in your life. Positivity is contagious, just like negativity. So choose wisely. Choose people who pour into your cup, not drain it. So go find your tribe. Build your circle. And when you do, hold on to them. Because success isn't just about what you achieve, it's about who you share it with. And with the right people by your side, there's nothing you can't do. And let's not forget about discipline. Oh, discipline is the secret sauce, the unshakable foundation, the bridge between dreams and reality. Let me tell you something, discipline doesn't care about how you feel. Discipline is there when motivation takes a day off. It's doing what needs to be done, even when you'd rather hit the snooze button or binge watch your favorite show. Discipline is your best friend, your toughest coach, and your greatest ally on the road to success. Think about this. Every time you choose discipline, you're telling the universe, I'm serious about this. It's like lifting weights. The first few reps might feel heavy, but with every lift, you get stronger. Discipline is a muscle. And every time you flex it, you're building the kind of strength that can move mountains. And let me tell you, when you master discipline, there is nothing you cannot achieve. Discipline means saying no to distractions. It means putting your phone down when social media calls your name. It means turning off the noise and focusing on the task at hand. You see, distractions are dream killers. They come dressed up as fun, as convenience, as an easy way out. But don't let them fool you. Every time you say no to a distraction, you're saying yes to your vision Yes to your future. Yes to the greatness that's waiting for you. And let's talk about shortcuts. Oh, shortcuts are tempting, aren't they? But shortcuts often lead to dead ends. Real success, the kind that lasts, comes from putting in the work. It comes from showing up day after day, even when it's hard, even when it's inconvenient. Discipline is about embracing the process, not just the result. It's about understanding that every small, consistent action adds up to big, extraordinary outcomes. Now, here's the truth: discipline isn't always fun. It's not glamorous, it's not Instagram worthy, but it's necessary. And the best part, discipline doesn't just help you reach your goals, it transforms you in the process. It turns you into someone who is reliable, someone who is resilient, someone who can be counted on not just by others, but by yourself. And that, my friends, is powerful. But don't just think of discipline as sacrifice. Think of it as freedom. Because when you have discipline, you're in control. You're not at the mercy of your emotions or your circumstances. You're the captain of your ship, steering it toward your destiny. Discipline is what allows you to create the life you want, instead of settling for the one you're given. So here's the challenge: make discipline your habit. Start small. Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier. Maybe it's committing to 1 hour a day on your craft. Whatever it is, do it consistently. Because consistency is the mother of discipline. And before you know it, what once felt hard will feel natural. What once felt impossible will feel inevitable. And remember, this discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about showing up again and again, no matter what. It's about falling down and getting back up. It's about keeping your eyes on the prize and your feet on the path. Because with discipline, there is no limit to what you can achieve. So go ahead, embrace it, master it, and let it carry you to the life you've always dreamed of. Now, I need you to hear this part loud and clear. Self-care is not selfish. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Self-care is not selfish. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot rebuild yourself if you're running on fumes. Picture a car with an empty tank. No matter how sleek, how shiny, or how powerful that car is, it's not going anywhere without fuel. That's you. You're the driver of your life, and if you don't fill your tank, you're not going to reach your destination. Take care of your body. This is your vessel, your powerhouse, your foundation. Eat well. Move often. Get those 8 hours of sleep. You can't expect to conquer the world if you're neglecting the very machine that carries you through it. And let's not stop at the physical. Nourish your mind. Read books. Watch something that inspires you. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to think bigger, to dream bigger. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Sharpen it, protect it, and use it wisely. And let's talk about feeding your soul. What makes you come alive? What sets your heart on fire? Is it music, art, a walk in nature? Whatever it is, make time for it. Life isn't just about achieving, it's about living. It's about finding those moments of joy that remind you why you're working so hard in the first place. Because let's face it, the journey to success can be tough. It's filled with late nights, early mornings, and sacrifices. But when you take care of your soul, you give yourself the strength to keep going. Now, let's talk about rest. Oh, rest is a weapon. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You're not a machine. You're human, and humans need rest. Take a break when you need to. Recharge, refocus, and then get back up and keep going. Rest is not weakness, it's strategy. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. And marathons require endurance. They require pacing. If you're burning the candle at both ends, you're going to burn out before you ever see the finish line. And let me drop this on you, self-care is not just about you. When you take care of yourself, you show up better for the people around you. Your family. If your friends, your team, you become the kind of person who uplifts, who inspires, who leads by example. Self-care isn't just an investment in your well-being. It's an investment in the impact you're here to make. So I'll leave you with this: make self-care a priority. Not an afterthought, not a luxury, but a priority. Because when you take care of you, you're setting yourself up to take on the world. And trust me, the world is waiting for what you've got. So rest, recharge, and then get out there and shine. Finally, remember, this success is not just about what you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. It's about the lives you touch, the legacy you leave, the difference you make in the world. Rebuilding yourself for success isn't just about you. It's about the people who look up to you, the ones who are inspired by your journey. It's about making the world a better place because you dared to rise. So I'll leave you with this: the storm will come. It always does. But you are not the storm. You are the builder. You are the architect of your destiny. You are the one who decides what rises from the rubble. So pick up your tools, stand tall, and rebuild yourself for success. The world is waiting for your greatness. Go show them what you're made of.